up, everybody? It's your girl Mari with CCM Magazine, here with Matt, Maher, and Marcus.
What's up?
There's a lot of Maher happening.
Yeah, there is.
Maher, Marcus.
Triple Maher.
Yes.
It's awesome.
The 3 M's.
We're at the Doves.
We're at the Doves.
This is like your annual pilgrimage.
Exactly.
You
home now.
Yeah. Hashtag date night
Yes.
for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Got a
So,
sitter. And
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
bit.
Get dressed up.
It's perfect. It's
You
built
did get
in.
dressed up tonight. You look good, boo.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Doing your thing.
I'm trying to keep up.
You know, it's hard to do.
And
You really can.
seriously.
So you are always writing. I remember seeing you when I was out on Roadshow with you guys, and you were writing, between sets and when you get places. I mean, you're obviously always in that place. What are some of the things that are on your heart now that you're writing about?
Well, I would say first of all, I'm not always in that place.
You know?
I probably
You just made it look that way?
Just made it look that
Okay.
way. I would say that. I think you're always, when you're a songwriter, you're always listening to the world around you. And
Yeah.
you're kind of just paying attention, and so much of the creative process really is getting a sense of, God moving in a moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a conversation, and sometimes it's something else that another artist, sings or says, and it spurs on a whole other thought.
Yeah.
And you don't know how creativity is going to strike.
Right.
And I think for me, the thing, a big thing that I've been kind of praying about and kind of writing out of is in 2 Corinthians, I think it's chapter 5, where Paul talks about how we've been given, Jesus came to reconcile the whole world to him.
Yeah.
And we've been sort of given that task of of helping usher in reconciliation. And when I think about, the phrase reconcile, it basically comes from a bunch of words that basically means to be so close to somebody that you're eyelash to eyelash.
Yeah.
So all the division, all the separation, all the distance, the love of God now occupies it all. So that, for me, I've been praying about in this season is how do we, as the church, help try to bring about reconciliation in the world?
Have you found any inspirational hymns, like, of course, Amen because He lives? That come down disconsolate. Any hymns speaking to you from that place of reconciling?
I took a little bit of a break from the hymns.
Yeah, all right.
But chances are one will probably end up speaking to me.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's actually funny. I did recently write a song that was based on an old hymn to the Holy Spirit.
Nice.
Wow.
And so hopefully you'll hear that at some point.
Yeah. So you're always doing stuff. I mean, even between albums, like prolific songwriters like yourself, do you have anything going on like behind the scenes, like for other artists or anything like that might be surprising?
That's kind of why I'm here tonight. Actually, is there was a Dove Award tonight given out for a song called "Walking on Water" that Need to Breathe recorded.
Yeah.
And I actually co-wrote it with him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
awesome.
We got together. It's been 4 years now.
Wow.
And we got together and wrote 2 songs in the middle of July. And one song was the song "Deliverer," which they had already had, but Barrett had it kind of laying around, and we ended up finishing it and writing the bridge.
Oh, nice.
And then we wrote this whole other song called "Walking on Water."
Yeah.
It's all about sort of that, what was going through Peter emotionally. He's like in the boat and there's a storm and Jesus appears and calls him out. And, and I said, the thing that we forget about is that, everyone focuses on, he was sinking. And I'm like, yeah, but he was walking on water.
Exactly.
So,
so
anyways, we wrote the song, and then it just kind of, it's like one of those things that just sort of sat there. And then I got a text from Bo, was one of the Reinhardt brothers, and he's like, hey, I think we're going to record this. And I was like, awesome. And then it was like, hey, I think it's going to be on the radio. And I was like, whoa, ridiculous.
Really awesome,
So it's just, I love writing songs.
Yeah.
And you hope every song finds a home. Sometimes you write a song that's just for you and God.
Sure.
And that's it. And other times you write a song and it finds its way somewhere else. And so,
awesome.
Yeah, they did not need my help in any way. They're pretty ridiculously talented of their own right. So I was just the lucky third wheel in the room.
You got new music coming soon?
I got a Christmas album coming out this week, just in time for
Yes.
Halloween.
All
What's
right.
up?
Yeah.
Called The Advent of Christmas.
Awesome.
And I actually wrote an accompanying kids book.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like a bedtime storybook
Yeah.
That's
that
exciting.
I wrote that I wanted to be able to, as a parent, try to start to teach my kids, there's, as a family, you develop all these traditions about Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And losing my dad last year, it's funny, man. The holidays come, and all of a sudden, when you lose somebody who's really close to you, you get it all of a sudden. You get why some people, it's a really tough time of year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so for me, make it a record in the middle of that, and then thinking about wanting to make something that helped slowly teach my kids,
Yeah.
hey, here's what Christmas is about.
Yeah.
And the kind of goal of it is to help families rediscover the whole idea of Advent.
Yeah,
And how
that's good.
there's this period where the weeks leading up to Christmas, you don't have to get just completely stressed out about all the stuff that you have to do.
Yep.
Yeah, expectation.
Yeah, you can learn how to incorporate waiting into what you do, not just teach your kids to wait for Santa.
Yeah,
but
right.
teach your kids how that sense of anticipation could be directed to God.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And the kids' book just walks you through Advent.
Yeah, it's a bedtime story, so
awesome.
it's like it's short for parents. I was
gotta
really
check that
mindful
out,
of that.
You super were mindful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents fall asleep while they're reading. Usually,
Exactly.
I do.
Or you start paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All of a
Making
sudden
up
it's like, man, this page had 25 words and now it has 2.
Yep. And you sang
end.
them, so it went really
Yeah,
fast.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you as a parent. Appreciate
welcome.
that. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Matt, you're awesome. You know you're my best friend, Boo.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.